I've been making pictures of the Banffshire coast for quite a number of years now, it's part of the coast in the southern side of the Moray Firth. I've been making paintings and pastels of the landscape and the buildings and sort of the working lives of the people as well, and looking at the history, the rich sailing history and farming history in the area, and including my family, and that's some of my family there from the 1930s in Portsoy. A few years ago I turned to lino print, which I think really suited the graphic nature of the work I was making. And I really thought I really do think it picks up the drama of the coast really well. And I've started looking at some of the harbours, and the last one of the prints I did here is Banff Harbour. I also had the next project I wanted to do was Portsoy Harbour. Portsoy is somewhere where my family comes from. My mother's side of the family come from Portsoy, and it's somewhere I spent a lot of time as a child. And these, not very impressive photographs help me work out the image that I want to make. And the first stage I do is to make an ink sketch. And so I do a drawing, the right size, and beginning to work out the tones, because this is going to be a single print process. It might have more than one colour, but it's only a one inking print, so I have to work out the tones very clearly. Now, this is a quick preview of what it's like when it's cut on the block, but let's talk about the materials. Now, the lino is the traditional lino you would have got in your granny's hallway many years ago, and it's cut with small gouges, which are often used for wood printing as well, printing of woodcut. And this is one of Denotter. I wanted to show you the sketch and how it's reversed onto the block. So I draw the sketch out onto the block in reverse, and then I begin to cut. Now, the cutting is what often drives people a bit bonkers when they're learning, is you're cutting away where the ink will be, and what you're leaving behind is what you'll print. So with this large print, it was quite a long process, and it took quite a few days to cut this. Now, this is it when it's cleaned and ready to be inked again, and this is the very first inking it had, and you get that very clear impression the first time you do that, what it looks like. This is me inking up for a two-colour print. It's going to be darker blue in the bottom and lighter blue in the sky. And these are all handmade. All these prints are all handmade. They're all hand inked and hand burnished. Now, we'll see that in a minute, and that's when you rub through the paper with a wooden spoon to create the print. Now, the paper that goes onto this, that the print is made with, is a very thin Japanese paper called Tsunumo Sanaka, and it's used for woodblock printing and for lino printing. It's only 70 grams, so it's really thin, and it means I can give a lot of pressure, and not just with my hand, but with the back of a wooden spoon. So this is hand burnishing, and I'll rub that, and then I'll peel it back a little bit, and then I'll re-ink some areas, and then I'll rub it again until I'm convinced it's ready. Now, this is kind of skipping through a sort of half-hour process of inking. And it's worth showing all of this to see the full pulling process, because you're going to be very careful that the paper doesn't crackle or bend. But it gives you an idea of how much this is a handmade process. We're going to make 100 prints, all like this, or I'm going to make 100 prints all like this. The price is £150, and 25% of that is going to go to the Scottish Traditional Boat Festival, which holds its main event of course, in the Old Harbour in Portsoy each year. And I've been a great supporter of the festival, and as so many people are around here, and they've been very supportive of artists, and so this is me trying to give something back to them as well, so that we can share something. So this is just when it's finished. There we go. Now, there'll be 100 of these prints. The two blues, or black and white, and this is some idea of the detail. There's a lot of motion, a lot of action, a lot of cutting there, as you can see. That took a very long time, but I enjoyed it very much. And The first one of those has actually been sold. It's going to go off to Australia very soon. So the first income for the charity at the boat festival. Now there's a black print, but if you want to get in touch, please do. And I will also be at the boat festival selling the prints. Thank you.